Good evening, the viewers of Rokani Media Football. This is Rokani David. You can call me Aradi, and we're here to discuss Kylian Mbappe to Arsenal. To Arsenal. Fabrizio Romano hint dropped in the morning, and I'm here to present you what Fabrizio Romano has to say about this deal of Kylian Mbappe to Arsenal. I really understand that yesterday I came up through and obviously dropped that story onto this channel. Some people called it lies, others told me that would love the player, but some of those that we are really putting up negative energy onto that video never understood the tweet. The tweet said that Arsenal are weighing in a move to sign Kylian Mbappe as a free agent next summer, not this summer. And that's what we are contemplating on, because when you add the dots, Arsenal is really one of those teams that is turning into what we call the land of honey and bread. Not so? And Kylian Mbappe would literally want to come to Arsenal, provided Arsenal would be able to obviously meet his earnings. And situation at Real Madrid looks like Real Madrid believe Kylian Mbappe is not going to leave PSG, amidst him putting up a statement that he wants to leave the club, in 2024 on a free if they don't sell him right now. And now that was the ground laid, and most of you never really understood the story. But I always want you guys, because I fancy you a lot, instead of really coming out through and obviously just say something out of the blue, first read the tweet that I really throw onto the screen. The reason as to why I throw these tweets onto the screen is simple, because I want you to read it, memorize it, ponder on it, and then come out with what you think. But I think most people just got to know that, just got it wrongly, that I was meaning Arsenal are going in for Kylian Mbappe this summer. It's not this summer, because when you look at the spend of Arsenal, only 3 players they've gone ahead to sign in right now. It amounts to the amount of money that PSG wants for Kylian Mbappe, because they want close to 180 or 90 million pounds for Kylian Mbappe. That's it. So, as it stands, Fabrizio Romano is going to hate to drop a very huge hint about Kylian Mbappe. So smash the like button close to 400 times, and don't forget to continue to do the needful of subscribing to this channel so that we hit 20,000 subscribers before the end of this month. 2 days in, and I'm really seeing a lot of positive and progress in as far as subscribing to this channel is concerned. That's why I come all in peace to talk to you in here, because you are also my peaceful subscribers and viewers. 5-finger salute to everyone watching through. I really love you. You are giving me the best vibes that everyone who would be running a YouTube channel would like to be really getting from the viewers. And I promise reciprocation is going to continue and continue and continue, and we are not stopping. We are just continuing to look better and better. You see the background, the studio has changed, and we want to change more things, and anticipate that by the beginning of the season, that is by the time Arsenal plays its Community Shield game against Man City, lots of things are going to have to change here onto this channel. Now we are talking Spurs, the rivals of Arsenal. Obviously they both hail from North London, and Harry Kane is in the mix into this video. Do you know I've brought him in? It's because Real Madrid, where Kylian Mbappe is being thought everyone that is going to, has been told by Spurs that they're not willing to sell the player. So what is Real Madrid going to do if at all they miss out on Kylian Mbappe? And lastly, Pedro Porro is officially a player of Tottenham Hotspur, having signed on loan with a mandatory option to buy. They've gone ahead to trigger that clause, and today he's officially a player for Tottenham Hotspur. So where should we start? Obviously, we start up with the big story of Kylian Mbappe, 24-year-old French international. Just to me, he's the best player in the world. You might be having your own other best player, but for me, he is the best player in the world. And now, Fabrizio Romano, via the court offside today, has come out and really told us the following: that despite big headlines, I honestly have absolutely no news on any English club being in talks with him. If something will happen in the next months, if something will happen in the next months, we will will say that, but at this point, I have absolutely zero information on this one. And he also added the following that, these tweets no longer fit. So let me try to read the original one here and obviously see what exactly he had to say about this deal, because it's really huge. It's a huge one that most of you are not even sure where he is going to end his season at. And he concluded by saying that there is something crucial about this deal. All right, I found this tweet. And he said, Real Madrid are always very well informed on Mbappe. I'm not aware of anything else at this point. Now, Real Madrid well informed about Kylian Mbappe, and Fabrizio Romano is not informed on anything else as far as it is confirmed, because it looks like there are lots of works being done by PSG to retain Kylian Mbappe and obviously make him sign a new contract, although he put up in the news that he's not going to put up or sign a new contract. That is Kylian Mbappe for you. Now, I understand that no English team has been linked to Kylian Mbappe, but for as a person of Man United, I've always known that Kylian Mbappe to Man United is one of those that can happen provided Sheikh Jassim Al Thani, right? Sheikh Jassim Al Thani takes over Man United, and it's been said that they might not want to sell Kylian Mbappe in the summer transfer window and obviously sell him to Man United in the January transfer window, because they anticipate that Sheikh Jassim Al Thani would have gone ahead to obviously agree a deal with Man United to take over the club of Man United, and the Qataris don't want to lose Kylian Mbappe to any other side. So that puts Real Madrid in a very bad stance as it stands right now. But for Arsenal being linked to Kylian Mbappe, free agent next summer, trust me, with what Arsenal have gone ahead to put out on the table, especially as far as the transfer window is really concerned, we can all agree that no team has gone ahead to make better business as per now in the summer transfer window. That's it. Arsenal is at the helm of it. Declan Rice, Julian Timber, Kai Havertz. Not him has gone ahead to make such signings. I think the only team that has gone ahead to come close is Liverpool, because they've brought in Sazozobola, is called. Forgot his name, really disturbs me a lot. That Hungarian international that had been playing for RB Leipzig that underwent his medical at Liverpool yesterday, plus this other guy called McAllister, the only two. Spurs have brought in James Maddison. They've brought in a goalkeeper. So Aston Villa have only brought in Yuri Tielemans. Newcastle only Tinali. United only James Maddison. Chelsea, they have only brought in Nicolas. So Man City, Kovacic only. So I think Arsenal is at the helm of everything, because their two pending deals are just a negotiation to a here we go away. That is it. They're just negotiation away from a here we go from Fabrizio Romano and David Austin. It shows you that they're doing big business. And having done such good business, you never know how many more they are going to bring in us. They're having lots of players to sell that can collect Arsenal, fetch Arsenal 150 million pounds, and they can attack the window badly again. Now, with anticipated signings of Arsenal, you cannot rule out Arsenal performing better, maybe winning the Champions League next season, winning the Premier League, and obviously being one of the top clubs in the world. And trust me, the moment Arsenal gets that dominance and the English Premier League wins the Champions League again through Arsenal, I think if at all Mbappe is a free agent next summer, Arsenal would have gone ahead to set a very fertile ground to sign a player in the names of Kylian Mbappe, as he will also be attracted to go on and really play for Arsenal, as Arsenal will be the world champions. Yes? So, I don't rule out any move of Kylian Mbappe to Arsenal next summer. This summer, it's really hard because they don't have the money, but I anticipate that if at all PSG fail to find a client to take him on, maybe next summer the player will go on and really join Arsenal. But Fabrizio Romano is telling us that he hasn't had anything linking Kylian Mbappe to any English club. Now, we have one of the credible sources coming in from Spain, known as Mario Cotegana and Santi Awuma. These are credible sources, and they've gone ahead to let us know that Kylian Mbappe is due to receive a big bonus for extending if he stays for the next season at PSG. This is one of the big reasons his preference would be to remain at the club, and why his deal is seen as unlikely by the club of Real Madrid. Now, so even if Kylian Mbappe extends one more year on his contract and he will be up for sale next summer, Arsenal will be having the money to buy Kylian Mbappe. If you are to convert 105 million pounds, they used to buy rice to euros, that is close to 130 million euros. That means Arsenal would be just 60 million euros away from really landing the signing of Kylian Mbappe, because they are calling in for 200 million euros. And when you look at how Arsenal, if we're going to hit reinforce this summer, they won't need to really buy in many players. They'll be like City, that they go on to add one or two, and getting 150 million pounds to spend them on Kylian Mbappe would be something cheap, and they can go ahead and break the bank to get that deal over the line. So to me, I think next season is going to be huge for Arsenal, as more money is going to be coming in through, and obviously they won't be having more players to bring in, as Mikel Arteta's gone ahead to really stretch his team and obviously get in those players that are really young, that can really do the needful, and they're not injury prone players. One will tell me, Rokani, that's a far fetch that you're talking about. I understand, but trust me, in this world, no one is tall enough to anticipate what is going to happen tomorrow. That's why I tell you here that this deal can happen next summer. But this summer, it's really one of those things that cannot happen, and obviously we wait and see whether Real Madrid can come in and sweep in to sign this player, though they are also not anticipating him to leave, and they might go back to Harry Kane, who has gone ahead to agree deal with Bayern Munich. But Spurs are really saying the following about the interest of Bayern Munich and Real Madrid in Harry Kane, and this is what they had to say: that Spurs calm for now about Harry Kane's situation. Ange Postecoglou is planning for the new season with him at the club. He will hold talks with Kane to stress this. Kane has known to date told Spurs he wants to leave. Now, that is Jacobs Ben, Tier 1 journalist, revealing to us the best that is coming in from Spurs. And if at all you know Jacobs Ben, he's one of the credible journalists that we have in the land. And when you look at Harry Kane, it shows you that he's just in a dilemma, and he's known to making up his mind, something that is really annoying some people that are really around him, and those fans of Arsenal, that really, the fans of Spurs, that really love him a lot. United pulled out of this deal because of this stuff of him not really making a decision, as if at all Harry Kane would go ahead and obviously push a move to come to Man United and confirm to Spurs that I'm not going to renew my contract provided you don't sell me. I'll run my contract down and obviously leave Spurs. They would have gone ahead and obviously gone in for him. But with him keeping himself in a situation of not really making it clear that he wants to leave Spurs, yet he really wants, as he was leaving in 2021, has really gone ahead to leave teams like Real Madrid and the rest are really so much interested in him, contemplating on whether to push for this move or not. But all I know is that if he really puts pen to paper, that will be suicidal. It will be the worst suicide I've ever seen a player do in his career, because I don't see Spurs win a trophy. That's it. I know Ange is a very good coach, but do you know how he's going to cope up with the Premier League? Because the first 10 games will obviously reflect exactly what he wants, and those first 10 games for Spurs are going to happen in the first, I think they're going to be playing, they'll have played like 4 games towards the end of the transfer window, that is 1st September, and that will be so much important, because if at all they begin to lose games like that, Harry Kane will say, all right, Ange cannot really lead me to where I want, and I want to leave, and that will be a very late call that might see him obviously not even putting pen to paper, because this coach that's going to hit to coming through is not good enough to give him promises. He put pen to paper when Mourinho came in through. Mourinho told him that I'm going to win trophies here for you, because Mourinho has at least gone ahead to win a trophy for every team he has gone ahead to coach. FC Porto, Chelsea, Manchester United, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, and even at AS Roma last in 2022 he won the UEFA Conference League. So it shows you how he was convinced and signed. But if at all Mourinho, which other guy, Antonio Conte, never lifted trophies for Spurs, then why would Harry Kane get convinced to stay? So let's wait and see how that happens. But Harry Kane has not gone ahead to let Spurs that he wants to move. That is it. But you never know. He might have told them, but it might be a story being put out by the side of Spurs to really threaten the sides of Real Madrid and Bayern Munich that have gone ahead to obviously see themselves wanting the player. And for Bayern Munich, their first offer of 70 million euros was turned down by Tottenham Hotspur. And all I can tell you is they need more for the player. So that's what's happening for Harry Kane, and we want to let you know that more to that is going to be thrown in. Now, let's talk about Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro is a player that was signed from Sporting Lisbon, right back, flying, and is obviously a very good player. And Fabrizio Romano has confirmed to us that Tottenham have officially triggered the buy option clause for Pedro Porro. It was already mandatory, so just formal process completed. 40 million euros fee to Sporting Lisbon for Porro, who is now 100% a Spurs player. And I love Porro. I love the guy because I like the way he really plays his game. He's press resistant. He adds more to the game going forward. Even defensively, he's not a bad guy that you would really compare to some of the worst defensive players you've seen in the league. But getting him into this age at Spurs just leaves lots of questions, because Spurs has some other two right backs that I saw arrive yesterday as Spurs started its preseason yesterday with Ange Postecoglou. I've seen Dejan Spence and Emerson Royal. Now, you can't be having three right backs at a team. You're going to be having two. For Dejan Spence, he was signed in by the club. That's why they loaned him to Nice, as he was not being used enough by Antonio Conte, and he favored Emerson Royal. But with Pedro Porro, you'll understand that it's really going to be something huge to fight for that position. And Dejan Spence can come out and really shock us. So who is going to be thrown over the bus, Dejan Spence or Emerson Royal? We leave it to you, the viewers of Rokani Media Football, to let us know what your thoughts are about that. And secondly, what do you make about Mbappe to Arsenal, Fabrizio Romano transfer hint? What do you make about that? And lastly, Harry Kane failing to communicate his stance to Spurs that he wants to leave this summer. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Third video of the day. We are up for a marathon. I'm returning with a big story of Dusan Vlahovic wanting to leave Turin, and he's heading to London. My Muslim friends, may Allah bless you abundantly. Ciao, ciao.